Hey guys, I just want to say that I'm wearing a large SpongeBob shirt, bro. I peeped this SpongeBob shirt at like the mall like a while ago, and I'm just saying that I used to wear extra large and shit, but now I'm wearing the large. You know, the cut is going crazy, guys. We lost like 5 pounds last week. I don't even know if that's healthy, but the game's going good, man. Yeah. But anyways, I'm just making this video to as a response to this video about I think his name is AryN, and my friend he sent me the video on Discord. I don't really watch OC YouTube, so I don't really think I would have seen it if my friend didn't send it to me. But I was watching that joint, and he was basically criticizing about clip channels in OSU, like the goods and the bads. And I was surprised to see my my channel profile in the thumbnail, because I was like, oh, that's kind of weird, because this is a small channel of mine. And he just said a bunch of problems about OSU clip content, where it's basically there's three spectrums to this, where on the lower end, on the poorer quality, it's just people stealing like top players clips and then reformatting it in like a new title that's going to be attractive and clickbaity, and people are going to watch that. And then like there's the middle part where people compile a bunch of clips together, make a big old compilation of clips, and then put their own funny edits and shit. And then like people like me and Sean's OSU spam, which are apparently on the higher end of the spectrum according to them, where it's just like people, they're just posting their own progress, their own clips, their own gameplay, and just trying to make some shit out of it. So that's what I do. I was definitely flattered to see myself in the video, because I was like, wow, that's pretty interesting. He basically said, like, in terms of my type of content, where it's completely fine just for like people like me just to post their own gameplay, because that's kind of what the whole point of this YouTube channel was for in the first place. Honestly, I'm just gonna be completely blunt, and I'm gonna say that I made this channel just for the sake of making money. But later on, I kind of realized OSU is not really space to make money. It's not really a good place to go into and make some money and shit. I also had like the same type of reasoning that, okay, well, I just want to provide a service by providing some entertaining clips and making some advice videos that'll probably help people. Like the main thing being helping people. That was kind of my deal. But I kind of realized it's not really the best place to go, so I'm just pursuing other sort of interests right now to make money. But that's just the deal right now. And right now, this OC channel is just like how it was in this beginning, where I just wanted to make it a channel where I can just post my OSU clips and people can watch it, people can see my progress and see me get better. Because I also started OSU in another channel. Like, this is not my main channel. My main channel is AryN Pack. So this channel, Cap Neuer, it's like AryN Pack, but switched around, like reversed, and then the profile picture is also switched horizontally and is like kind of deep fried in a way. But that's kind of what the deal is right now. That's kind of like why it's called Cap Neuer, because AryN Pack is like an alias that one of my friends gave me back in high school, named after Dong Hwap, the League of Legends streamer, because my real name's like Ryan Park, and then like AryN Pack, like Dong Hwap, I don't know, it's like a weird sort of like comparison that way. But AryN Pack was a channel where I posted my OSU clips. I was 6-digit, and I don't know why, but those clips did super fucking well. Like, I'm talking 60,000 views and shit, and they're like honestly like my god modes back then. Like, I was god moding 5 stars. Like, that's how bad I was, and motherfucker were watching that for some reason. The algorithm loved that shit. I don't know why. I put the most vague and weird titles and shit. I was like, okay, well, that just positively reinforced me to make some more clips later on. I mean, I stopped posting clips for a bit after I posted those videos that got like 60,000 views and shit, because I was like trying to just focus on my school and shit. But then I just made another channel just for OSU clips, because that channel was not for OSU clips. It was more for like my cooking content and like my diet progress. I mean, right now it's like diet progress, but back then it was just a bunch of like variety content. And then this channel, Cap Neuer, is just specifically for OSU, and I just posted my OSU clips onto here. And as I said, it was for money, but I'm kind of like, it's not really a good place for money. But like, if I'm gonna be completely blunt about how much money I made through like YouTube into space on the Cap Neuer channel, I think I made about $50 so far, like overall. That's not terrible, but still, like, it's not a good money maker. You can literally make way more by just working a fucking low end like fast food job and shit, which is like what I'm doing right now. I'm grinding school and fast food job and YouTube and some other business. That's just what I'm doing right now. That's kind of the grind right now. That's kind of why I started this channel. Besides that, like, the problems with the clip channels, like, besides just me, so like, as he said, on the lower end of the spectrum, where it's the motherfuckers that steal other people's content, like top player content, reformat it, put it in their own titles and shit to like clickbait people, get all those views and shit. And some people like or AI generating it, like literally stealing clips, and they're kind of fucking it up. Like AI is not really like a perfect thing yet, but it does fuck up and like put the occasional Minecraft clip in those clips and shit. And the thing about these lower end spectrum of content of the clip channels, like they do make that money in the like the clip channels. They're just making like a ton of views and clout. Like obviously, if you look at it from that angle, they are just doing it for the clout and the money. I mean, there's just really no other like reasoning for it. Like, I guess like if there's anything good about it, is that there's exposure to the top players that they posted content about. Like if they're just posting more content about that top player, and that's gonna lead the top player to get more exposure. So in a way, it's a bit more of a mutual relationship in that respect, where the person who posted that content is going to get subs and follows and money, but then the person that he's made the like content about, they're also gonna kind of get like subs and content, but not really, because it could be already that people watching that person's content already knows about that person, so it's not really a huge net positive. So you know, mostly it's just negative sides where they're stealing other people's content. It's very low effort. I don't really personally watch OSU content in general, so it doesn't really affect me personally, because I don't really give a fuck about what other people's like OSU content, like in terms of like their clips and shit. Like I'm just posting this shit for me, because this is the YouTube, man. It's about you. It's about me, man. So I know that's kind of selfish, but it is just how it is, because I can't really be bothered to watch other people's content like that, because like I got other shit to do. But like I don't want to sound cocky in that regard, but that's just like how I roll in terms of YouTube, because I don't think it's like that productive for me to watch other people's OSU content when I can just like post my more of my own. And you know, it is probably more productive to like watch more criticism about like what people think about me and shit, like what I watched AryN's video about that. So that's just how it is. And then there's also the middle spectrum of OSU content, where it's people where they're literally taking to other people's clips, so they're stealing other people's top player clips, and then they reformat it into a big old compilation and do their own funny edits and shit. You know, that is more effort, because they do got to go into editing lab and then put in those funny zooms and the funny memes and shit, the funny sound effects. You know, there is a bit more effort on that part, but it doesn't like remove the fact that they are still stealing other people's clips and making their own compilations and getting their own clout and money and fame in that regard. You know, in a way, it is just reformatting the videos, and it's probably in like the same sort of tier of like reaction content. I mean, probably not, but it is not completely low effort, instead of just completely just stealing the clip in its raw original form and just posting it that way. Like these people are just making their own memes and shit about the clips. You know, it's completely fine. Honestly, I don't really have a problem with it. I guess some people do. Some people do like to watch them. So in a way, it is like a new format, like a new, it's just content. If I were to say any solutions to it, I guess top players that do have a problem with it, they could just like copyright the people that are stealing their clips, and those people can't like upload. I don't really know like the legalities about copyright. I'm not really that experienced in that regard, so I can't really say completely if that's the right move. But I guess that could be a solution for the top players who do really have a problem. Me personally, I don't really have a problem with it, because again, I don't really watch OC content. And the other people that do watch them, they're probably like watching it, and like it's the same thing for them no matter what, if they're gonna watch the main channel where the clip was from, or like this new channel that's stealing the other people's content. It's still the same content regardless. And like most people aren't really gonna care, because they're still going to see their top player's gameplay. They probably don't care like where it comes from, which is like a big problem for the top player, because the top player is not getting the credit they deserve. So if we could get like a push to really credit the top player and shit, you know, that would be cool. I also want to talk about why OSU clips even do well. I made a point that OSU clips really get into the algorithm, and it's pretty easy to get views on OSU clips, because like OSU clips, like the science behind it, I guess, is that OSU clips in general get really high CTR. So CTR is called click-through rate, and my like understanding of it is that it's basically like a percentage based on how much of the viewer base who clicked on your video actually watches through the whole thing. And I get around 20% on clips, which is absurdly high compared to like normal YouTube videos. So normal YouTube videos, their click-through rate's probably gonna be around 2 to 10%. I saw that shit on Google, and 10% being on the super high end. Like that's pretty good. 20%, I'm getting double that on the clips, because motherfuckers are watching the 30-second clip and actually watching the whole ass thing through, because they might as well, right? It's just a 30-second clip, and they're gonna see the cool gameplay, whatever the fuck the clip's about, and they're gonna watch that, and the click-through rate's gonna get exploited as shit, and that's gonna make YouTube, the algorithm, want to recommend the video more, and people are gonna watch that shit. Like it's definitely a multiplicative on each other, and it scales up on itself. So that's kind of like why clips do even well. like the short length, and the title matters way more on the clips than like the thumbnail. Like the thumbnail, it's like you could, I just literally put like auto format thumbnails on like my clips personally, but the title is what really matters, because you want to have like a super vague title that's going to make people wonder, like they have to see that video, like what the fuck is this about. Like honestly, like a super easy title or some shit is like freest 400 for beginners, you know, and people are gonna be like, is this really like a free 400 for beginners? And then they're gonna see it, and they're either gonna get trolled and see some like deceit, like B rank 400 pp 8-star at 250 bpm 3000 death note stream in a row, and they're gonna be like, yo, this is not the easiest 400 pp for beginners, it's the easiest 400 pp for like Marami or some shit. And they're like probably like baffled at that point. Maybe, I mean, it'll be kind of funny to see more of that like satire content, but they're probably going to see an actual easy 400. Maybe like they're going to see like base slut hidden DT on like reformed base slut, and they're going to see that easy 400, and people will be like, okay, I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna play that shit myself, and I'm gonna get that 400 myself. And you know, that's kind of like a good thing about clips as well, where people can see like other maps and they get exposed to that, and they can go get some PP for that themselves. I guess that's like one of the good things about clips. But you know, clips, they do well in that regard because of click-through rate, big titles, the short length. So that's just like my theory behind it. And I have practiced that theory for a lot of times, but I posted a shit ton of clips on this channel because it is just clips. It's OC. It's just completely OC, this channel. I made a bit of like content that's not really OC here and there because I was kind of wondering if I should put on my main channel or this one. But hey man, I'll probably put on my OC. I mean my main one. This is just for OC content. And I guess I would encourage other people to clip your own stuff as well. I think it's a pretty good creative outlet in terms of like, if you don't really have like a creative outlet for you to pursue like your creative mind, like accessing your creativity is pretty good, like especially if you're the type of like creative person like me who has to do something creative like almost like every couple days and shit just to like not feel fucking crazy. It's just good for the mind and soul. Creativity outlets, it is good. And YouTube is a nice like way to express your creativity by just like making these OSU clips. Like even just even just thinking about what's a good title for the OSU clip is a creative outlet, even though you don't like directly edit the clip itself. You know, it is a creative outlet no matter what, how you think of it. Even though it is like super fucking low effort, you just like clip the shit, make a title, it's still a creative outlet. And yeah, shout outs to the guy who made the video, AryN, and shout out to Nidux. He did shout out to Nidux guy. They make some great videos, some way better videos than I do, like because they put like a shit ton of effort into clipping and like editing the videos and shit. You know, that's not really my vibe. I'm kind of just like trying to just say my thoughts, and my videos on this channel are a bit more on the unedited side, because that's just kind of how I roll right now. I'm not trying to fucking spend 10 hours in the lab just fucking editing away like how I used to do, because that shit is just, it's just not a good, like, it just sucks. I'm not doing that shit, bro. Okay, well, that's kind of all I had to say about clip channels, and yeah, see you guys.